Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, SUNY Oswego's organization Jewish Life hosts an on-campus vigil in memory of those lives lost in Israel.
And it's Family and Friends Weekend. More on what you need to know about this weekend's festivities.
Plus, residential assistants met with Students Affairs regarding systematic changes. A residential assistant steps forward to tell us more.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts right now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Sammy Sozio.
And I'm Jolie Santiago.
The SUNY Oswego Jewish Life Student Group held a candlelight vigil service tonight to honor the lives lost in the recent attacks on Israel by the terrorist group Hamas.
This opportunity, I want to say I'm not doing it for myself. In fact, I'm graduating in May.
Leaders present, candles were lit and prayers were read in hopes of a quick resolution to the conflict and the safe return of those held captive. At least 1,400 casualties has been reported and 3,800 injuries since the October 7th attack.
Currently, over 1,400 Jews have lost their lives in the conflict. Of the over 200 individuals being held captive, almost 30 are children, and 10 are over the age of 65. The vigil was held tonight at 7 p.m., and Mayor Billy Barlow spoke at the vigil, encouraging individuals who are able to support in any way they can. For more information on how to support, you can contact Oswego Jewish Life at jewishoswego@gmail.com.
A petition was going around campus for the last week expressing resident assistants' concerns. It was started by Aziz Sarmasokov, a resident assistant in the village of SUNY Oswego.
Today, Aziz and another RA expressed their displeasure to Student Affairs Vice President Dr. Kathleen Kerr. According to Aziz, he said he feels the administration knows about their struggles and are beginning to work towards solutions.
I have this opportunity, I want to say I'm not doing it for myself. In fact, I'm graduating in May. I could have just sucked it up and went with my day and went with my year and graduated in May. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it for the future resident assistants that will work on campus.
Aziz urges resident assistants to send emails to administration if more concerns arise.
Continuing with campus news, a fun event for students starts tomorrow. For students and members of the community, an iron pour will be taking place that will allow viewers to be able to melt down iron till it is liquefied. Then they will watch as it is poured into a mold and cooled. The event hopes to help students unlock a new artistic medium. The iron pour will take place outside of Tyler Hall tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Family and Friends Weekend is back for another year for students to have their loved ones visit campus and engage in fun activities. Some extra special events include the play, The Importance of Being Earnest. It's having shows until 2 p.m. on Sunday, Fall Fest on Saturday at 12 p.m. in MCC. Women's hockey will have a Pink the Rink game on Saturday at 2 p.m. for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and men's hockey will follow at 7 p.m. that same night.
With all the family and friends festivities going on this weekend, I'm hoping that it's not too cold or too windy this week.
Well, luckily, we may have the answer. Let's take a first look at your forecast with Storm Team 10 Assistant Chief Meteorologist Aurora Fitzgerald. Aurora?
Yep, so taking a look at your weather headlines for this weekend, unfortunately, you might have a weekend washout. Family weekend forecast will be coming right up. And how cold will it be? You guys did ask that, so I will answer that for you coming right up. And the sun will return next week, so I have high hopes for next week. I'll have my full forecast after the break. For now, back to the desk.
Thank you, Aurora. Turning to state news, Governor Kathy Hochul's father passed away while she was in Israel to speak with leaders. She heard the news while leaving the Holy Land. Hochul toured a kibbutz at the Gaza border while she was there. She is set to return this Friday. Mayor Adams says New York joins him in mourning in his passing.
Some great news for food fans in Oswego. The new Texas Roadhouse has reportedly wrapped up construction with an opening date somewhere in November. They're looking to hire a full staff, everything from managers to meat cutters. If you are in need of a job, you know where to apply.
Onondaga Community College announced today their plans for its Micron Clean Room simulation lab that will be located in the Whitney Applied Technology Center building on campus. The construction is expected to be completed in 20 to 25 and is being funded by Micron, Onondaga County, and the New York State, for each of whom have contributed $5 million. Speakers at the unveiling today included OCC President Dr. Warren Hilton, Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon, and student Chancellor John B. King Jr., and more. To see more about the project, please visit our Instagram page at Onondaga CC.
Authorities in New York say they've made a connection between suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann and at least 2 more women, including Shannon Gilbert, whose disappearance led to the discovery of remains in the Gilgo Beach area. An attorney representing Gilbert's estate claims 4 previously unknown witnesses have come forward with the information that could tie Herman to the case. Suffolk Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison said Wednesday they plan to investigate all leads.
It's all the bodies that were discovered. Let's not rule out Peaches, the Tyler, the Asian male. Those were the names that I shared with Tony, but it doesn't mean that we're not continuing to look at all the bodies that were discovered there. But the ones right now that John has, when it comes to Ms. Vergata and when it comes to Ms. Gilbert, are the ones that we're going to take a closer look at and see if they're connected to our defendant.
Heuermann is charged with the murders of 3 people and is the prime suspect in a 4th murder. Over 10 sets of human remains have been found in the Gilgo Beach area since 2010.
The man who Manhattan police says pushed a woman in front of a subway train on Wednesday is now in custody. Sabir Jones, age 39, was taken into custody near the PATH train station and New York Penn Station. The 30-year-old victim is in critical condition. Police say that she was on her way to work when she got shoved by Jones into the train around noon in Midtown. Still ahead tonight, the city of Orlando plans to purchase a Pulse nightclub.
Plus, thousands in Greece march in support of Palestine, coming up on Nightly News.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen.
Welcome back to WTOP-10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Aurora Fitzgerald. Taking a look at our current conditions in Oswego, currently feels like 59 degrees. And then taking a look at our wind, south wind at 7 miles per hour. So it's not that windy out there. Pressure is a little high. However, we are seeing some clouds right now. Humidity is at 64, not that humid right now, so it will feel pretty chilly. Taking a look at around the state. So again, in Oswego, very cold right now, and it's very cloudy. Basically around the entire New York State, we do see a little bit of rain in Buffalo right over here. There's just clouds around the entirety of New York State, and this will lead into our rain for the weekend. So taking a look at our surface analysis map, we have a high pressure over here. So this is what we had previously this week. That's why we had all that nice weather, a little warm, no more clouds. And then this low pressure over here is going to come right over to us, all this cold bits over here. When that moves over, that's going to move over in the weekend. That will bring the rain we are going to see. Unfortunately, it will be a little bit of a washout for the weekend. However, no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. So bring that umbrella, bring that jacket when you're going to the hockey games on Family and Friends weekend. Again, lots and lots of rain. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, still some rain, but you can't let that ruin your weekend. It can still be a beautiful weekend. You can make it a beautiful weekend. And then again, Monday and Tuesday, we're not going to see so much rain. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, so we see the temperatures are going to go down 67, 57, 49, and then it's going to gradually go up by next week. And see, the sun is back. So we're going to see lots of sun going into next week, Monday, Tuesday, and the temperature will slightly creep up, 60 degrees, 67 degrees, 66 degrees. So the weather will be a lot nicer next week, and you can still make this weekend a very nice one. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Aurora. If you plan to travel abroad soon, you want to be extra careful about safety. The State Department is issuing a rare worldwide alert for Americans in other countries. It warns citizens to use increased caution due to international tensions. It also notes the possibility of demonstrations or violence against U.S. citizens. The State Department is also raising the travel advisory for Lebanon and Israel to the highest level. President Joe Biden is just off his high-stakes visit to Israel. Says Egyptian officials will open the Rafah crossing into Gaza to allow humanitarian aid to the region.
More than 3,000 people have been killed in Gaza since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas, according to Palestinian officials. And the World Health Organization says the situation is still, quote, spiraling out of control. John Larink reports.
As pro-Israeli and pro-Palestinian rallies are held separately in the U.S., Gaza is about to get some much-needed assistance.
I got no pushback, virtually none. Let me say it again. I got no pushback.
From the Israelis or from all the partners here?
All the partners.
The Biden White House has earmarked $100 million worth of support for Gaza and the West Bank.
I was very blunt about the need to support getting humanitarian aid to Gaza. Get it to Gaza and do it quickly.
The funds will be used to support the more than 1 million people who've been displaced since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas.
Material has to get in to Gaza, medicine and food and fuel. Fuel, by the way, is not just for the civilian population. It powers things like desalination plants that help provide water.
Israel says it will eradicate Hamas after the militant group's attack on an Israeli music festival earlier this month that killed 1,400 people, while Palestinian officials are blaming Israel for Tuesday's deadly blast on a hospital in Gaza.
I went into the building and suddenly heard strikes. Many of my friends were killed.
A spokesperson for the Israel Defense Forces and U.S. government officials both believe Palestinian Islamic Jihad is to blame for the hospital attack, which the group denies. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
President Biden is scheduled to address the nation Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. He will discuss the ongoing situation between Israel and Hamas, as well as the war between Russia and Ukraine.
The city of Orlando has reached an agreement to purchase Pulse nightclub for a permanent memorial to the victims of the 2016 mass shooting there. 49 people were killed and several others injured when a 29-year-old shooter opened fire at the popular gay nightclub. The shooter was shot and killed by police. The sale is pending final approval from City Council at Monday's meeting. The city plans to buy the building for $2 million.
Workers at the Rafah border crossing are preparing for the border crossing to open this Friday morning. Israel stuck the border area, making it impassable, according to Egyptian officials. A CNN stringer saw the Egyptian side several diggers and fire trucks enter the crossing to fix a road connecting the Egyptian and Palestinian border crossings. The United States, Egypt, and Israel agreed to open the border after President Biden's meeting with Israel's Prime Minister on Wednesday.
Thousands of demonstrators gathered in Athens to express their support for Palestine. The protesters gathered in Syntagma Square and began to march towards the Israeli embassy. The General Secretary of the Communist Party of Greece, Dimitris Kobassos, took part in the long march in the center of Athens. He was also joined by the Palestinian ambassador. Police were seen throwing tear gas at those that reached the barrier of the Israeli embassy.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, Fisher-Price recalls 2 popular toys due to a choking hazard.
Plus, more on how living alone could be a potential cause for cancer in adults.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew, news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. Here's your House and Consumer Report. Fisher-Price is recalling thousands of a popular toy, trains, over a choking risk. The recall involves roughly 21,000 of the Thomas and Friendly wooden railway troublesome truck and crates. Fisher-Price says a small plastic piece with a high-powered magnet that connects the trains can loosen or detach, posing a choking and indigestion hazard for kids. The company has received one report of the connector becoming loose and detaching, but no injuries have been reported. Customers should stop using the toys and go to service.mattel.com for instructions on how to receive a full refund.
A new study shows children exposed to certain chemicals in utero are more likely to experience health issues for years after they are born. Scientists in Spain looked at levels for 23 different pesticides, fungicides, and other synthetic chemicals in more than 1,900 pregnant women. The chemicals are suspected obsessions, that is to say they are thought to promote obesity by interfering with metabolism and hormones. Kids whose mothers tested higher were more likely to develop obesity, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes in their first 9 years of life.
It's Safe Sleep and SIDS Awareness Month, and every year there are about 3,400 sudden unexpected infant deaths in the U.S. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, many of those deaths are caused by unsafe sleep situations. In today's Health Minute, XXX has been going on more about the ABCs to keep babies safe.
Resuscitating infants as a pediatric emergency room physician is one of the worst things we have to do to tell a parent that their child has died. So really try to make those good decisions about making sure your baby
I want to. I mean, most people I just say leave it alone, it'll go away.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. You hungry? As an exhausted parent, it's so easy to make a quick decision to put your child into bed with you, but that decision can really be fatal. As long as your child is not rolling over, they need to be truly placed on their back, that the mattress be really firm and flat, so you don't want to use any inclined sleep surfaces. Making sure that all blankets, stuffed animals, everything is removed from that crib.
A new study suggests people who live alone are more likely to die from cancer. Among adults 18 to 64 years old, 2.5% of the nearly 115,000 of the people studied died from cancer during the study period. Just 1.6% of more than 350,000 people living with others died. That suggests that adults living alone had a 32% higher risk of cancer death. Researchers aren't sure exactly why, though it may be due to the loneliness and social isolation.
Coming up in sports, Garrett Chan is in the studio.
Hey Garrett, can you give us a quick preview?
Of course, Sammy and Jolie. Coming up, we look ahead to a big weekend ahead for Laker sports. WNBA Finals action ends in a thriller, and October baseball rolls on in the Lone Star State. All of that and more after the break.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
La 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 la. Free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Garrett Chan with your Thursday night sports report. We start things off with women's soccer. Following their Wednesday night 2-0 victory over Buffalo State, the Lakers return home to celebrate their seniors and conclude the 2023 campaign with a tough conference matchup against the first-place Cortland Red Dragons. Currently, the Lakers have their tickets punched to the SUNYAC playoffs as they sit tied for third with 13 points. You can catch all the Senior Day festivities and the final women's soccer regular season contest right here on WTOP-10. As fall sports draws to a close, the start of hockey season is just around the corner. Come support the Oswego State Lakers at the Deb this Saturday as preseason hockey action wraps up. Starting at 2 p.m., the Oswego State women's ice hockey team returns home from their game against Elmira last weekend and hosts the London Junior Devilettes for Pink the Rink. Then at 5 p.m., celebrate Family and Friends Weekend with the men's ice hockey team as they face Alvernia University. From the ice to the court, last night, Game 4 of the WNBA Finals ended in a thriller as the Las Vegas Aces were crowned champions for the second straight year, defeating the New York Liberty 70-69. Without their starting point guard Chelsea Gray and center Kia Stokes, it was Asia Wilson who stepped up big, scoring 24 points and getting 16 boards en route to her winning Finals MVP honors. The Aces become the first WNBA repeat champions in over 20 years. Speaking of intriguing postseason action, earlier today all sights were on Chase Field for Game 3 of the NLCS. The loaded Philadelphia Phillies offense that has propelled them to a 2-0 series lead was held in check for the first 6 innings by starter Brandon Pfaadt, while Philly star Ranger Suarez put up zeros of his own. Despite going 3 for 14 with runners in scoring position, the D-backs got a huge hit from Ketel Marte and the bottom of the ninth to drive in the winning run. Game 4 takes place tomorrow at 8:07. Let's go back to Game 3 of the ALCS between the Rangers and the Houston Astros. Scherzer back on the mound, missing a lot of time. Two-run RBI single by Martin Maldonado drives into Astros up 3-0. Now Altuve with a deep drive to left center field. That ball is gone. Scherzer, first action back in the postseason, not great. But Josh Young for the Rangers responds with a deep drive to right center field. The Texas Rangers get on the board with a 2-run home run, 1 of 2 for Josh Young in this game. Later on, Yordan Alvarez, the monster at the plate, deep drive to center. Leodis Taveras jumps and makes the catch. Show it again, play it again. What a catch by Taveras to rob Alvarez of a home run. Josh Young again trying to get the Rangers closer in this Game 3. That ball is gone. Josh Young has one more chance in the bottom of the ninth. Unfortunately, 4-3 double play. The Texas Rangers fall to the Astros in Game 3. Game 4 is underway. Corey Seager just hit a home run to tie things in the third. Right now, game is in the 4th inning.
Thank you, Garrett. Stick around for an out-of-this-world story when we come back.
You're watching WTOP-10 Nightly News.
What's going on?
Dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Before we sign off, we want to show you NASA's discovery of a new, never-before-seen feature of Jupiter's atmosphere.
Researchers say this image reveals a narrow jet stream traveling at about 320 miles per hour. That's about twice the strength of a Category 5 hurricane.
NASA says the jet stream spans more than